Good afternoon. Myself Dr. Chandra Verma. I am taking the topic of MSc 4th Sem, Paper 2, Organic Chemistry, Unit 4, Part C, Anti-Malarial Drug. Anti-malarial drugs are considered as the chemotherapeutic agent to prevent and cure malarial fever. It is still one of the dreadful protozoal disease, and its a casual organism which is responsible for malaria is genus Plasmodium. It is a class of protozoa known as sporozoa. There are 4 types of Plasmodium which is responsible for malaria in man: Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium ovale, and Plasmodium malariae. All these genus are actually responsible for different types of malarial fever. We know that many times malaria fever may occur after 48 hours or after 72 hours. So there are different types of malarial fever, and those malarial fever are responsible for this 4 type of genus. So after knowing about the anti-malarial drug and its property, one thing more I would like to add here, that in the earlier days, the finding of the drug was from the nature definitely, and this anti-malarial property was found in the bark of eucalyptus tree. So in the earlier days, in fact, we get the drug from the bark of that tree only. Now we have to classify the anti-malarial drug, but this classification is actually based on the nucleus of the organic molecule. So it is basically divided into 4 types. Again, I remind you that it is based on the nucleus. So the first one is 4-aminoquinoline analogous. Under this class, we have to study the drugs named chloroquine phosphate, camoquine, and santoquine. The next class is 8-aminoquinoline analogous. Here again the nucleus is the same, that is quinoline, only the position of the amino group changes. In the first class, the amino group is in the 4th carbon. In the second class, the amino group is in the 8th carbon. The third class belongs to 9-aminoacridine. Under this again we have to study the drugs like mepacrine, aminoacridine. The 4th class is guanidine analogous, which we also called as bignoids. Under this, in fact, the drug which we have to study is fuproguanyl hydrochloride and pyrimidine analogous. I just forgot to tell you about the drugs which comes under class 2. It is about pamaquine, primaquine phosphate, pentaquine phosphate. And the first class which we are going to start next is class 2, that is 8-aminoquinoline analogous. Here again the nucleus will be quinoline, and its 8th carbon in fact contains the amino group. So now we start with the second class, that is 8-amino analogous of anti-malarial drugs, and the first example of the drug which we are taking is pamaquine. So this is a very or I should say it is more significant derivative, and contains a side chain of 4 to 6 carbon as well as a methoxy group. That means we will have the nucleus of quinoline. In its 8th position there will be amino group, and along with that there will be a side chain also of amino group, and that side chain will be of how many carbon? It will be from carbon 4 to carbon 6. So this 8 amino analogous, they are actually more toxic than the 4 amino analogous, which is also a disadvantage in fact. It possesses, in fact, this pamaquine possesses a gametocidal activity. So now what is this gametocidal activity? These are actually the precursor of cell which in fact makes the gametes. Gametes means the reproductive cell. So they have the ability to kill the gametocidal cells. They are also active against the pre or the exoerythrocytic forms. Now again the word erythrocytic form. Erythrocytic form comes from erythrocyte, that is the red blood cell. Of whom? Of definitely the blood cell. As we know that what happens, how this malaria occurs, it comes, the vector is whom? It is carried by your mosquitoes, and it comes to the human body. So we have to understand the relationship between these two. So it has the ability to active against the pre or the exoerythrocytic form, but again it has gotten a disadvantage that it has got a lack of activity against the erythrocytic form itself, but it can be used only for a radical cure of relapsing malaria. What is that? Actually what happens, many times without giving any warning to the body, we find that many malarial symptoms occurs in the host. So this Pamaquine is only one drug which has the radical cure for relapsing malaria, which has got especially again of Plasmodium vivax. So now we start with the steps of synthesizing Pamaquine. For this, the first step will be to synthesize 4-amino-1-diethylamino-pentane, that is the side chain. So it is 4 amino. So you can see here, this is the fourth carbon which contains the amino group. This is the first carbon which will contain the diethyl group. So the nomenclature will be 4-amino-1-diethylamino-pentane. So this will be the side chain which we are going to synthesize, and the second part will be 8-amino-6-methoxyquinoline. This is actually the nucleus of the drug Pamaquine. So this is the structure of quinoline, 2 ring, 1 benzene ring fused with 1 pyridine ring, and its 8th position will contain the amino group, and the 6th position will contain the methoxy group. So we will synthesize the nucleus, and then what we have to do is we have to do the condensation reaction between the step A and B, that is condensation between 4-amino-1-diethylamino-pentane, the side chain, and the nucleus, that is 8-amino-6-methoxyquinoline nucleus. So we start with preparation of side chain. Side chain 4-amino-1-diethylamino-pentane. The starting organic compound which we will take here is ethylene oxide. Either you can take ethylene oxide, or you can take 1-chloro-2-hydroxyethane. 2-hydroxyethane. This can be the starting material. Along with that we can take diethylamine. Along with that diethylamine. In presence of CH3OH, it will only add up. You can see here, this bond will break. Suppose this bond can break or this bond can break. So it will be CH2, CH2OH. So see, CH2OH, then CH2N, C2H5 twice. So in this way it will add up. If we take 1-chloro-2-hydroxyethane, then there will be removal of minus HCl. There will be removal of minus HCl, and it will be CH2OH, then CH2, again it will add up with N, C2H5 twice. So now what we are going to get? We get 2-hydroxyl triethylamine. So next, in the next step what we will do? We will take a halogenating agent. This is a halogenating agent which has the power to convert or to substitute this OH with Cl. So this is a halogenating agent, and now OH will be substituted by Cl, and then nomenclature will change definitely. In organic chemistry we take much care of the nomenclature. So now the naming will be 2-chloro-triethylamine. With this 2-chloro-triethylamine, now we will react it with acetoacetic ester, or it is also called as ethyl acetoacetic ester. EAA stands for ethyl acetoacetic ester. So here it is CH3CO, CH2CO, C2H5. This compound comes under a active methylene group. Active methylene group means what? This CH2 group is very active. Both the hydrogen of CH2 is in fact acidic in nature. So taking use of that acidic nature of the H2 group of CH2, we will again add up, and you can see here one H is being replaced. So there is a removal of minus C2H5OH in presence of sodium ethoxide. So it removes minus HCl. It will add up in this way. You can find here what? See, this HCl will be removed. One H from CH2 and Cl minus HCl will be removed, and we will get here a intermediate like this. Only nothing you have to see. Focus only in one thing. One H of CH2 is replaced by CH2 and C2H5 twice. This intermediate next is hydrolyzed with KOH, that is with HOH, alkaline hydrolysis. So when we will do the alkaline hydrolysis again, what will be the chain? See, minus C2H5OH will be there. So there will be removal of minus C2H5OH. There will be removal of minus CO2. So minus CO2 is also eliminating out. And what we are getting? CH3CO, CH2, this CH2, CH2, CH2 and C2H5 twice. So this is again a compound which is called as 1-acetyl 3-diethyl amino propane. How many carbon is there? 1, 2, 3. So it is amino propane. Clear? 1-acetyl 3-diethyl amino propane. This compound, first we will do the oximation. So now what is oximation? Again focus on this CO. When we will take this CO and we will do the oximation, oximation is always done by hydroxylamine, NH2OH. From here we will get what? NOH. So this C double bond O will be converted into C double bond NOH. Then you can find here what we are taking. We are doing the reduction with Raney nickel. That means this double bond will be converted or will be supplied with hydrogen, and this will get converted into NH2. Very simple. So 1-acetyl 3-diethyl amino propane. First we will go for oximation, that means oxime preparation, and then the second step will be reduction with Raney nickel. Nothing, it is a type of a nickel whose surface is again activated for reduction purpose, and we will get what? CH3C. Only changes where CO will get converted into here, one NH2 group will be add up here. So CH3, CH, NH2, CH2 thrice and C2H5 twice. So what we are going to get? 4-amino 1-diethyl amino pentane, which is the side chain. So in this way we will prepare the side chain. After preparing the side chain, the second step is to prepare the quinoline nucleus. The starting material to prepare the quinoline nucleus is anisole. Anisole is what? It is ether of benzene having a group OCH3. So in this molecule, the first step we will do is nitration. So when we will do the nitration, OCH3 is a ortho-para directing group. You might be remembering the directive influence of benzene. मतलब कौन सा ग्रुप कौन से जगह पे जाकर सब्स्टिट्यूट होगा, ऑर्थो में कि मेटा में कि पैरा में. तो ये क्या है? दिस इज ए ऑर्थो पैरा डायरेक्टिंग ग्रुप. सो व्हेन वी विल डू द नाइट्रेशन, वन नाइट्रो ग्रुप विल गो एंड substitute in the para position. Then we are doing the reduction. That means the nitro group will convert into NH2 group. And if suppose we write here, it is like this, that this is OCS3. When we will do the nitration with HNO3 oblique H2SO4, then the group substitute will be the nitro group. And then when we will do the reduction, this nitro group will convert into NH2 group. And when the third step we will do the acetylation. We know acetylation reaction is also a masking agent. That means this will protect this NH2 group and will convert it into NHCOCH3. So the final product obtained will be like this, which will contain a protected amino group. This compound will again we will go for nitration, HNO3 oblique H2SO4. Then we will get a product again. That means it will add up what? It will substitute one NO2. So the name of the compound will be 3-nitro-4 acetoamidoanisole. Okay, 3 nitro, this is 1, then 2, then 3. So this is 3 nitro 4 acetoamidoanisole. Now this amidoanisole we will do the hydrolysis. Then what will happen? The protected amido group, that is NHCOCH3, will come back to its original form, that is NH2 group. So the nomenclature will be now 3 nitro 4 anisidine. Okay. Now this 3 nitro 4 anisidine we will treat it with glycerol. This is what? This is glycerol. And in presence of H2SO4 and nitrobenzene, if you remember, we will go for Scrop synthesis, which you have studied in BSc part 2 in case of quinoline formation. So that is Scrop synthesis. So when it will react with Scrop synthesis, what will happen? It will form a structure or a ring. In fact, this NH2 group will add up with this group and will form a ring, and then nomenclature of the compound will be 6-methoxy 8-nitroquinoline. Okay, 8, this is the 8th position, this is the 6th position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hence the name 6-methoxy 8-nitroquinoline. So in the position of 8, there still nitro group is there. We have to reduce it. We have to bring the amino group. So we will go for the reduction. Reduction is done by tin/HCl, and the nitro group will convert into NH2 group. Now we get the nucleus, that is 6-methoxy 8-aminoquinoline. After preparing the side chain and the nucleus, now the third step is the condensation reaction. That means coupling of side chain as well as the nucleus. All of you might be knowing this word condensation. Condensation means adding up of two moieties or adding up of two addendum, that is reactant and the reagent, by the elimination of a small molecule like water, or it can be alcohol or ammonia. So here what you can find, ये दो मॉलिक्यूल है. कंडेंसेशन का मतलब क्या हुआ? ये दो मॉलिक्यूल दोनों आपस में जुड़ जाएंगे और इसके साथ ही हो सकता है कि छोटा मॉलिक्यूल अमोनिया का या अल्कोहल का या वाटर का एलिमिनेट होता है. तो यहाँ पर क्या एलिमिनेट होगा? -NH3. देखिए यहाँ पर का NH2 और यहाँ का H, तो -NH3 हो गया और यहाँ पर क्या ऐड हो गया? CH3, CH, CH2 thrice and C2H5 twice. This is the side chain and this is Pamaquine. Example of 8 amino analogues. These two scientists, Topochev and Brode, in 1947, they have modified the synthesis of Pamaquine, a more easy step, by preparing the first step, preparation of a kettle from 1-acetyl 3-diethyl aminopropane. Again preparation of nucleus, the same steps will be there as we have prepared in the earlier steps, and the third one is the condensation. So only there is a difference in one step, that is the first step, that is how to prepare a kettle. So now we will prepare a kettle from 1-acetyl 3-diethyl aminopropane. I would like to tell you one thing, that those reactions which we have seen or which we have done in the case of the side chain preparation, there you can go and find that along with actually four amino 1-diethyl aminopentane we have prepared from here only 1-acetyl 3-diethyl aminopropane. So now the starting material will be this, and along with this we will treat it with methyl orthoformate. What will happen again? Again focus to which point? C double bond O. This C double bond O, here in fact both this addendum of methyl orthoformate. So we start preparing now what? A kettle. This kettle will be prepared by the starting material considering as 1-acetyl 3-diethyl aminopropane. ये इसका स्टार्टिंग मटेरियल हो जाएगा और इसको किसके साथ रिएक्ट कराएंगे? मिथाइल ऑर्थोफॉर्मेट के साथ. ये क्या है? ये एस्टर है किसका? फॉर्मिक एसिड का. तो हमें क्या मिल जाएगा? केटल मिल जाएगा. फोकस कहाँ करना है अपने को, C डबल बॉन्ड O में करना है। ये क्या किस में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा, देखिए फॉर्मेट के जितने 2 H हैं उसमें से -H2 हो गया और दोनों क्या एडअप हो गए यहाँ पर OCH3 OCH3। इसे हम क्या बोलेंगे, एक केटरल। ये किसके साथ कंडेंसेशन रिएक्शन शो करेगा, क्विनोलिन के न्यूक्लियस के साथ। जो हम लोगों ने न्यूक्लियस प्रिपेयर किया था वो स्टेप के द्वारा हम क्या बना लेंगे, न्यूक्लियस बना लेंगे और फिर दोनों में कंडेंसेशन रिएक्शन होगा और क्या बन जाएगा यहाँ पर इस तरह का एक कंपाउंड। कैसे बनाइए, आप फिर से इधर देखिए कि यहाँ पर OCH3 है, OCH3 यहाँ पर NH2 है, तो ये दोनों H मिलके क्या यहाँ से एलिमिनेट हो जाएगा, -2CH3OH। और आपको यहाँ पर क्या मिल गया फिर से N डबल बॉन्ड C, ये वाला CH3 यहाँ पर CH2 थ्राइस N C2H5 ट्वाइस। ओके, लेकिन अब यहाँ पर क्या मिल गया आपको, एक डबल बॉन्ड मिल गया। तो इस डबल बॉन्ड को आप क्या करेंगे, यू हैव टू रिमूव दिस डबल बॉन्ड, यू हैव टू मेक इट एज सैचुरेटेड बॉन्ड। सो अगेन वी विल गो फॉर अ रिडक्शन। You can take any of the reducing agent which can give you 2H. It can be SN oblique HCl, dilute HCl. You can use SN oblique dilute HCl and you can get 2H from here, and this will get convert from multiple bond to single bond. So again we have prepared what, Pemaquin. More simple step which was modified by Topochev and Brode, two scientists.